Right, I think we can start Antler Gold's webinar for a Q4 update. Q4 being from October to November, December 2022. Thanks everyone for joining. My name is Christopher Drysdale. I'm the CEO of Antler Gold, and we a exploration company that's currently exploring in Namibia and Zambia, arguably the most stable jurisdictions in Africa. Just before we begin, just a little cautionary and legal disclaimer, and these are customary in our industry, and I'd advise everyone to go read this afterwards. I am going to be saying forward-looking statements, and I'd encourage you to read these after the presentation. So welcome. So the agenda for today is introducing you, the investor and the stakeholder, into the value that Antler Gold has been building over the last couple of years. And I look forward to introducing you to the leadership, our exploration portfolio and the timeline, understanding why the company has a amount of projects that we do, why invest in Antler Gold, and then just do a quick summary regarding our financials, and then I'd welcome questions at the end of it. So just a quick synopsis of our leadership. I haven't got the full team on here, but what we're trying to display in this slide is the fact that we're not a one-trick pony. We've got experience not only technically, we also have experience on the capital markets, and we also have pedigree. So from a technical point of view, we've built an all-African team that is busy putting together strong technical projects, putting together a team that can explore, understands it, and we're acting in our backyard. That's augmented by the fact that we have a lot of pedigree and experience in the capital markets in North America, and that comes from our two founders, Dan Whitaker and Wade Dahr. So what that displays is we have the ability not only to put together a strong technical fundamental company, but we have the ability to transact and get shareholder value back for every dollar invested. I think I draw attention to our two technical staff, Oliver Torres and Tulin Kruger, who act as our exploration manager and our senior geologists. These two are extremely well versed in the geology that we're looking at on a day-to-day basis, and that's imperative, not only to understanding A, the geology, but also B, how to operate and move forward projects that we're involved in. And it's also something that we're trying to do as a company, is build a team that is understanding of where they're working. And then Dan Whitaker and Wade Dahr, our two founders, they give a lot of background and support. I speak to them on a daily basis on what the company is doing and the future steps and how to create value, not only for its shareholders, but its stakeholders. So now you see Antler Gold's exploration portfolio, and a lot of the questions that come to us a lot of the time is, why is a gold company, Antler Gold, holding a rare earth project in Zambia? And contrary to its name, Antler Gold has built a unique and risk-diverse business model that allows us to generate short and long-term income, whilst providing investors with exposure to the potential multiple returns that can be generated during the discovery process. And that's why we have a portfolio that's mixed between gold, precious metals, as well as battery metals. Antler's growing its portfolio through organic generation internally through our technical system and potential low-cost acquisitions from third parties. And the company's portfolio approach allows us to reduce our risk exposure through commodity and geographic diversification. So I'll start off with our Onkoshi Gold Project. we've got a 5.5 kilometer open anomaly, and arguably it is the best gold showing currently available in Namibia. And we were able to secure that through a third party who we are now partners with in Namibia. And it shares similar significance to the B2 Gold, Otjikoto, and Wolfshag gold deposit, which is Sikra 7.5 million ounces. Our second gold project in Namibia is a conceptual project that we've been building since 2018. And this project is contiguous and shares similarities to Osino Resources Twin Hills discovery, which is Sikra of 3 million ounces. We then have an early stage conceptual project, our Paresis Gold Project, which is in the north of Namibia, which shares similar geology and is proximal to the B2 Gold Otjikoto deposit. And then, because of our history and our understanding about rare earth exploration in Southern Africa, we were able to secure a low-cost opportunity for an early-stage rare earth project in Zambia, the Kesi Rare Earth Project. And we targeted simple mineralogy and high basket distribution to neodymium, and the proximity to established infrastructure. So what this allows us to do is put together flagship projects, but also put together non-core assets that, by entering into joint ventures with third parties on its discoveries, Antler preserves its shareholder capital for investing into the next discovery opportunity. So we have a hybrid model that allows us to organically generate short-term and long-term income. So moving on to a little bit of insight onto our Onkoshi project. Our Onkoshi project is a project that we acquired in June last year. And as I said previously, it's arguably considered the best gold showing in Namibia alongside B2 Gold's Otjikoto deposit. And that is one of the reasons why we decided to pick up this project, is not only from the technical fundamentals, but also we understand that B2 Gold and its previous vendors, what exploration worked to make the discovery of 7 million ounces. What that allows us to do is, in essence, they have paid for our school fees. So it covers highly prospective areas of the Damara Central Belt, and it shares significant similarities to B Gold. It has historical showings that haven't been followed up. And now we're coming with new age exploration, and we're looking to explore and open up this opportunity for our stakeholders. Significant exploration has happened over this area back in the 1980s and early 90s, and drilling happened from Rossing uranium, just to a maximum depth of 100 meters vertical. They have got significant intersects during that time. What is clearly evident, though, is that there wasn't an understanding of the structural controls of mineralization, as well as at that time they walked away from the exploration opportunity due to the low gold price. Back in the 90s, gold price was at just below $500 US an ounce. And in the historical exploration reports, they note the fact that they are looking for north of 9 grams a ton. Since then, the gold market has changed, and exploration techniques and scientific approaches have definitely proceeded forward, and allows us to now properly examine the opportunity. It currently has a historical non-compliant resource of around 87,000 ounces at a cutoff of 0.75 grams per ton. Again, what this slide demonstrates is the amount of historical work that happened between the 1980s and early 90s. And we still think that there's a massive exploration opportunity here, because the detection limits that were used during those years could only read down to 20 ppb. We know from established gold deposits in Namibia that we need to have the ability to read below 20 ppb, and anything north of 5 ppb is an anomaly. Now, to put that into context for our Canadian audience who are thinking we're looking for grams per ton in rock and soil samples, the Namibian geology is covered by a certain amount of calcrete and windblown sands, and the mobility of gold and other pathfinding minerals in that environment is limited. Therefore, as we've seen on B2 Gold's Otjikoto and Wolfshag deposit, as well as Osino Resources Twin Hills deposit, you have to have a lower detection limit in your early geochemical sampling to define AU signatures. So we think that there's a massive exploration opportunity in place, because the historical assay and detection limits weren't capable to outline anomalous areas. Subsequently to the early 2000s, Namibia flew a regional geophysical program, and we have purchased that exploration data and have been able to identify 2 remnant mag anomalies that have a potential strike anomaly of 5.5 kilometers. We've put a footprint size comparison with Otjikoto, that is not the location, to demonstrate that Otjikoto and Wolfshag only have a 4.5 kilometer strike range. And just to strike back, historically, they've only drill tested around 500 meters of this 5.5 kilometer strike. You can see that there are anomalies that definitely warrant follow-up, as well as exploration opportunities from subsurface drilling that definitely warrant follow-up. And that's what Antler Gold is currently moving forward with. Subsequently to us doing a deal on EPL 7464, our technical team was able to put in 2 applications targeting similar geology and structural features. We targeting the typical orogenic gold deposits, orogeny meaning structural gold. And these 2 applications cover structural anomalies or structural opportunities that we feel offer similar opportunities to known gold deposits within the area. One is a large regional structure that cuts through our current Onkoshi project. The second is a magnetic anomaly that's associated with the granitic Pluton, and that brings the heat source that allows for the mobilization of fluid, mineralized fluid, to flow through these regional and local structures. So in essence, we have not only the heat source, we also have the plumbing, and we also have areas that allow for capturing an endowment potential on this project. We've now put together a regional scalability on a project that is attractive to a mid to senior tier company with similar metallurgy and other characteristics to known gold deposits within Namibia. So the takeout opportunity, once we de-risk, is quite exciting on this project. Just a quick outline on what the company expects to do. So as I said, we were able to do a transaction with our partner in Q3 of last year. We commenced the environmental certificate application in Q3 of last year. By commencing the EIA and the EMP, we've evaluated and have retrieved all the historical data. We've identified additional exploration targets and put those applications in. In Q4, we submitted the environmental clearance application. we've done a short ground truthing program, as well as secured that additional land position. We're currently engaging with stakeholders for land access and permitting. The technical team is prioritizing exploration targets. And once that is put in place, we'll definitely continue with a high definition geophysical survey. There on out, during Q2 and Q3 of this year, we will be doing an initial drilling and further exploration drilling program, following up some of those historical drill results, as well as delineating a potential resource. Again, the mineralization on the project is known to share significant similarities to B2 Gold's Otjikoto and Wolfshag deposit. And that's important because we know that the conductivity and the magnetic signatures of the associated minerals will play a massive part into drill targeting moving forward. That, coupled with the fact that significant golden rock and golden soil anomalies haven't been followed up from the work done in 1993, we expect that this is a massive opportunity that we should follow up on. Going to move on to our Central Erongo Gold Project. As I said, we started putting this project together through applications and acquisitions in 2018. At the time, the founders, Wade and Dan, and the board of directors of Antler Gold backed myself and the team to come down to Namibia and look for prospective land packages, regional land packages that share similarities to known gold deposits. We started putting this project together in 2018, and subsequent to that, Osino Resources, who is contiguous with us, announced the discovery of Twin Hills through some fantastic technical work that the guys were able to do on that. Again, it covers the highly prospective areas of the Damara Mobile Belt, which is slowly starting to be known as a new up-and-coming gold belt in the world. And it shares similarities to a known gold deposit. Antler Gold, for a very cheap amount of Canadian dollars, has been able to do a significant amount of work to bring this project up from a conceptual idea to a drill-ready project. We've done just shy of 5,000 meters in heady mag, which allowed us to identify 7 gold targets that are associated with IP and structural anomalies. We've done just shy of 3,000 meters of drilling over an area that allowed us to confirm that the system, the hydrothermal system, is mineralized. And we've done just shy of 5,000 meters in soil and calcrete sample. So that has allowed us to understand that there is a mineralization broader than what we expected initially. Technical glitch. So again, this shows since 2018 how much work we've been able to do. And this demonstrates not only how far our exploration dollar can go in our jurisdiction of Namibia, but also the accessibility and the workability of Namibia, a country that's definitely recognized as one of the, if not the most stable jurisdiction in Africa. We've been able to, across our licenses, that takes a significant chunk of this Central Erongo area, do geophysical, airborne and walk mag, IP, geological mapping, sampling, drilling, and drilling sampling. And we've moved this target from a conceptual thought in 2018 to now being ready for drill out. From a locality perspective, this displays what we're targeting when we put together the project. Let me put my pointer on. In the green lithological code over here, we have the Randus Formation. That is the big hole in the middle there is granitic plutons that act as heat sources to bring the mobilization of mineralized fluid up to areas. These dotted lines that we have running through here are big regional structures. Down here on the south is the Caribou Fault, which is known to play a key role in the mineralization of Twin Hills. Up here on the north is the recently discovered by the Antler Gold technical team, the Kransberg Fault. And you can see that these run parallel to each other and share similar lithological contacts and boundaries. With that, we have the heat source and the plumbing, and then the geology allows us to have areas that act as conduits or dropout areas for accumulation of mineralization. So those are the fundamentals that brought us to the area and made us start putting together a significant land package here. We've identified 7 targets. The ones that we have now brought to a drill-ready state are our C2 Extension 2 target and our C2 Extension South target. On the C2 Extension 1 and 2 target, we have a drill-ready target that has anomalous gold and calcrete assays that are coherent with geophysical features. On our C2 South target, we have a 7-kilometer gold anomaly that is contiguous with the Twin Hills deposit, and this target remains largely untested. Just to demonstrate the rationale behind what we've put together there is on C2 South, we've put together a 7-kilometer target that covers prospective geology, has mostly been underexplored due to the cover of the sediments. And now we're looking to test these anomalous clusters of geochemical data sets. On the C2 extension target, we've got a 3.2 strike anomaly that we're now starting to target. This is on the northern limb of the Kransberg syncline and shares almost mirror images to the Twin Hills deposit. So the technical team is busy putting a program together to further these anomalies. Now I'm going to move on to the Paresis Gold Project. This is a gold project that we have conceptually started putting together through applications in the northern part of Namibia, and that shares similarities to the B2 Gold, Otjikoto, and Wolfshag deposit. Again, Antler Gold's position on these projects is we can put together quality ground that warrants quality work and could attract quality partners, thus allowing us to attract JV partners who would not only bring short-term income to the company, allowing us to protect dilution of our shareholders, but also to allow us to have multiple projects and exposure to the discovery process. We currently have a commanding land position in Namibia exceeding 2,000 square kilometers, and I justifiably argue that we're in the top 5 of the license holders in Namibia of prospective gold for ground exploration. A short synopsis of the area that we've currently got under license and are currently in negotiations with. It's areas covering similar geology and similar structural features that we share in our Otjikoto, in our Onkoshi, as well as our Erongo Central project. And we look forward to bringing these projects along, de-risking them and attracting third parties to get them through the discovery process. Just grabbing some water here. Apologies. Moving on to Zambia. This was an early stage rare earth opportunity that the technical team, together with our Zambian partners, were able to identify. And we acted on it at a very low cost entry. What we feel very confident on here is Zambia is a very stable jurisdiction, as well as the rare earth market offers a massive opportunity for companies to generate value for its shareholders. Myself and the technical team were formative to the listing of another rare earth company on the TSXV, Antler Resources. And from that, we learned a lot and built up a network of people who understand the rare earth market. The Kessia Rare Earth Project offered a unique opportunity, as it was a known carbonatite with proven rare earth enrichment, as well as simple mineralogy. The unique thing in rare earth projects is size of deposit isn't king, nor is grade. You need mineralogy and the possibility of extracting a product that can be sold to multiple parties. And the Kessia Rare Earth opportunity offers that to Antler Gold. What we have here is a large, positively eroded carbonatite complex with known rare earth, as well as a strong distribution towards basket drivers, neodymium praseodymium basket drivers. So the value and the grade and the extractability of this project is extremely exciting. This opportunity offers Antler another short-term gain by attracting third-party investment and exposing our shareholders to the potentials of the discovery process, as well as the potentials for any future production through royalties that we hold on them. So just moving on to the investor highlights and why you should invest in Antler. And I think my mouse is already pointing on it. Every junior will sit here and go, we have high potential projects. But finding a company that has high potential projects and experience and a track record of acting in the jurisdictions that they are active in is rare. The company has 2 drill-ready gold projects, 1 highly prospective gold project that can be JV'd out to a third party, as well as a rare earth project that can be JV'd out or worked ourselves. That augmented with the fact that we understand how to put boots on the ground, and we have the experience and the track record of making significant discoveries in Africa, but also capitalizing on those discoveries and generating value for our shareholders. It makes Antler Gold an exciting prospect. At our current market cap, we extremely attractive and poised for growth, not only just because we're undervalued, but because we have a strong news flow coming from exploration that's going to start happening on all our projects during the H1 and H2 of 2023. That's also augmented with the fact that we have a clear direction on how to generate that value. So you get the best of both worlds on our side. Just a quick corporate snapshot, and this is as of November, end of November 2022. The company currently has a fully diluted share structure of just shy of 81 million. We have a cash balance of just shy of $1 million, and we're currently sitting at a market cap of just shy of 12. What's extremely important to look at this is we have an inside ownership of over 35%. And that, together with our founders, demonstrates that what we're doing is building long-lasting value, a foundation to catapult ourselves up, because insiders as well as founders wouldn't continue participating in our financing if they didn't believe what the company was doing. We are now currently looking to build up our value as well as drive exploration news so that we can start getting retail and significant investment from other sources of income. So again, thank you very much for attending this. I look forward to making these quarterly updates more regular and supplying yourselves as well as all our other stakeholders with regular updates and a strong flow of exploration news. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat box and I'll be sure to answer them. The first question here is, what is the purpose of having so many projects and what is the value of it? So I definitely think we are approaching this because of our experience of being able to not only transact in the jurisdictions that we are active in, but also enable us to do a lot of work there for relatively cheap dollars. What that offers the stakeholders as well as the shareholders is by entering into joint ventures with non-core projects, it allows us to give you exposure to the discovery process while preserving the shareholders' capital for investing into the next discovery opportunity. And all of us who are investing in junior miners understand that this is a risky game, and having multiple projects that we're not spending all our capital on but have exposure to allows us to give exposure to our shareholders to the potential discovery process as things move along. Another question here, are we going to focus on a specific project? The short answer is we have optionality here, and that's going to come up to once we de-risk all our projects. If we find that we have a project that is definitely the front runner, what that allows us to do is focus our capital onto that, our capital and focus onto that project by JVing out and moving and using our non-core projects as short-term value providers. It also allows us, A, not to do very non-dilutive funding, but also B, build up enough value that potentially would allow for potential sale or spin-out opportunities, cashing our technical and our market team up to be able to do it again. We're looking to build a cash-generating junior that brings not only income to the shareholder, but also brings income to allow for future exploration and discovery potential. A question here, will you be at PDAC? Yes, we definitely will be at PDAC. We actually fly middle of next week. It's currently just over 32 degrees Celsius. So we're going to definitely get a shock landing there and being hit by that Arctic weather. We don't have a booth there. We have selective meetings that we've put together with corporate and individual practitioners, but we will be walking around. If you would like to meet us, please feel free to send us an email on info@antlergold.com or personally at chris@antlergold.com. A question we have here, Namibia is an arid to semi-arid area. Is there sufficient water for drilling? There is sufficient water for drilling. There's quite a strong underground aquifer system here in Namibia that has got water that is not amenable for human or livestock consumption. However, it is amenable to drilling as well as potential mining activities in the future. That is also coupled with the fact that all of our projects are located close to known infrastructure. The town of Karibib for our Central Gold Project, as well as the town of Otjikoto to our Onkoshi Gold Project. These allow us to tap into regional and governmental water supplies, as well as a lot of the desalination water infrastructure that has been put in place to service the other mines that are within 5 kilometers of our projects. A question here is, which project will you advance yourselves and which one will you look to farm out? Again, that comes down to a couple of factors. One, we are looking to preserve shareholder value, and that will be based on technical aspects and de-risking aspects at that time. As we currently stand, our Onkoshi Gold Project offers the most opportunity. And once we have moved it through the land, the environmental permitting and the land access permitting, we definitely will be going quite hard at that from a technical perspective. At the same time, for low cost, we are moving and de-risking our other projects along. That allows us to de-risk them and make a technical justification on dollars that we spend there, as well as look at getting third parties that would potentially be interested in investing in those areas. Do you plan to resume drilling on the Onkoshi project anytime soon? So we haven't drilled on the Onkoshi project to date. We only picked it up in Q3 of last year, and we have been going through environmental permitting and other application statuses through that. We definitely do, but we need to engage with all the stakeholders and make sure that we meet all the statutory requirements required to get land access in that area, which Antler Gold is firmly committed to, and we want to engage and make sure that we do it in the right way. Not only are we here to create value for yourselves, we're here to create value for our host countries, Namibia, as well as Zambia, as well as the stakeholders that we continue to engage with in a sustainable way. We definitely want to get onto that project and explore that opportunity because it offers, as I keep on saying, the most beneficial opportunity, the most opportunistic gold opportunity in Namibia, which is currently starting to get known globally as a definite gold destination. So with that, I'm going to end the webinar. Thank you for the questions. I would like to point you to our website, www.antlergold.com, where we will put this updated presentation, as well as everything that we are currently doing as an exploration company down here. Please subscribe to our email list as our news flow is starting to grow, and we would like to keep in touch with you. Lastly, please feel free to reach out to myself or to the company on info@antlergold.com or chris@antlergold.com. I look forward to doing more. Thank you very much.